Line drive, base hit. The Rockies take the lead.
And see you later.
This ball's crushed left center field by Nolan. The Rockies win it 2-0. Win number 85. This ball crushed. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Are you kidding me? Homer day keeps the good doctor away. And the Rockies march on. They move a game in front of the Dodgers in the National League West.
The buzz is amazing. Everybody's talking about the Rockies.
We want to see this Rockies team win the division, and that chance is truly here.
Here come the Rockies. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Well, the joint will be jumping tonight, Friday night. The Rockies come in with a record of 89 and 70. The Nationals are 81 and 78. Colorado's magic number is 3. The Dodgers, a little bit later on tonight, will be in San Francisco taking on Madison Bumgarner and the Giants. Here's the NL West standings. The Rockies a game clear of LA. And that is all they are focused on. Earlier in the day, we mentioned this, that the Cubs at Wrigley beat the Cardinals 8-4. So the Rockies, with a win tonight, will secure a spot in the postseason. But once again, their focus clearly is on winning the NL West for the first time. And wouldn't it be appropriate, the silver anniversary season?
Well, and you got the right guy on the mound tonight. If you're the Rockies, you're thinking Kyle Freeland's the man, because his last start against Arizona, 7 innings, no runs, 7 hits, a walk, 6 strikeouts, 94 pitches, 65 of those are strikes. He had a great fastball slider combination, a lot of pitches too inside for Kyle Freeland, and when he needed to make that big money pitch, he was able to do that and get Escobar to pop up to kind of end that threat in the 7th inning. Overall in the season, 16 and 7 in his 32 games started, batting average at .235 against left-handers hitting .178. As we talked about in his last start, since the All-Star break, there's only been 3 hits and 45 at-bats against Kyle Freeland from the left-handers. 2 of those came in the last start against David Peralta. That is it. Tonight, Washington has 2 lefties in their lineup. Fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. And I mentioned pitching inside because I think it's very important. This year he's pitching inside about 44% of the time, and a lot with the fastball slider. Last year was about 27.5% of the time.
I think that may be the single reason, or the biggest reason, he has made such a huge advance from year 1 to year 2, and he was pretty good in year 1. Here's the Southwest batting order for Dave Martinez tonight. And the Nationals are scoring a bunch of runs of late. They've been very good in September. There's Bryce Harper in the 3 spot, but they got some speedsters up front. Victor Robles was just 21. Trey Turner, you know about. Anthony Rendon's as hot as any hitter in baseball. And you see the rest of that lineup. This, again, is a very talented group as that first pitch is fouled off by Robles. And as I said, it's not to disrespect the Philadelphia Phillies, but the Rockies outclassed them, and they, quite frankly, went through the motions. Well, the Nationals are going to give you their best shot.
Yeah, they did exactly what they should have done, though, to the Phillies. They took care of business there.
And a long shot right at Nolan, 1 out. So Robles is retired. Game time temperature is 51 degrees, so it's a cool night reminiscent of early in the season. And we'll take a look at the Red Robin defensive alignment for the Rockies. Nolan Arenado. He has won 5 straight Gold Gloves, and a couple doors down is DJ LeMahieu, won a Gold Glove again last year. Those guys have been sensational. Story is going to be in that Gold Glove conversation as well, and Trevor will catch that little flare off the bat of Turner. But too quickly gone, and here comes Bryce Harper.
Yeah, good way to start. 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Bryce has kind of turned his season around. First half was rough. I remember he was hit below 220. And now the average is not real sexy at 244. But guess what? 100 plus RBIs, 100 plus runs scored. And his on-base percentage is always off the charts because he walks so much.
Yeah, 129 walks on the season for Bryce Harper.
And and that fastball's outside, ball one on Harper.
You can say all you want about Bryce and this being the last year possibly in a Washington uniform, but what he's meant to that city, this franchise moving from Montreal.
A special moment on Wednesday, and he fights this off for a base hit the other way. That's his first career hit against Freeland. He was 0 for 5. They got rained out against Miami after 7 innings, and they were going to take him off the field. Dave Martinez was going to, in the 9th inning, after 1 out, have him come off so he could get the standing ovation. And Bryce ended up, when he was in the outfield and when the rain cleared, people stayed around. He went back out. He's adored in Washington, as he should be. Plays hard, ridiculously talented, as we all know. It's hard to believe he's been in the league 7+ years.
That's what I was thinking too. And just think about where he's at, and with that hit, now he's just one behind Ian Desmond all time in a Nationals uniform.
And Rendon pops this up, and this is playable. And Desi comes down the line, and Iannetta, getting out of the way, went down, and he's laughing, so he's okay. Wow.
Glad he's
all right
okay.
Then. I got it, and Chris literally fell out of the way. David Dahl will bat third. We were documenting how hot he's been. Then it's Nolan and Trevor. Cargo owns a home run against Joe Ross. Last couple of ball games, Cargo has started to swing the bat like Cargo. Ian Desmond, Chris Iannetta, and Kyle Freeland. Joe Ross is still a very young pitcher. He just turned 25, I should say, a couple of months ago. And the reason only 2 starts, he had Tommy John surgery last July. So this is just his 3rd big league start in his comeback, and he misses down there. He is the younger brother of Tyson Ross.
Yeah, came from San Diego along with Trey Turner. It was a 3-way trade between Tampa, Washington, and San Diego. A lot of moving pieces in that trade.
And this is sharply hit, but on one hop at Sanchez. Adrian Sanchez makes the play. And Charlie is retired. Let's take a look at the Red Robin defensive alignment for Washington. They have the 2nd best fielding percentage in the National League. However, they make some peculiar plays sometimes. They've thrown the ball in the wrong spots, and that happens with young players. Victor Robles is in center field. He can really fly. And that man is going to push all he can for a Gold Glove at third and try to unlock what has been Nolan's domain. He's made only 6 errors, and he moves very, very well.
Yeah, talk about the infield and not making many errors across the board. Just 63 errors as a club for Washington. you know, some of their errors, as you say, are more mental errors. Maybe throwing to the wrong base, not keeping the double play in order. And you're going to get that with some of the young players they have. But heck, they got Soto, who's just 19 years of age. Trey Turner's pretty young still at shortstop. There's a Grizzly veteran in Mark Reynolds.
That's a chop foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Washington has swung the outfield dramatically toward right.
This is a San Diego shift right here.
It's pretty close. I was thinking the same thing, partner. It's pretty dramatic.
And now for Dave Martinez, and you know, trying to weave some of these young guys in along with the veteran players. It's always a challenge for a manager this time of year when you're not in it.
Yeah, but the 2 guys in the outfield, now we'll see what happens with Bryce Harper. It's going to be a very interesting offseason. In fact, Bryce's agent, Scott Boras, is in town watching the series. But, you know, Victor Robles and Juan Soto, yeah, they're the future.
They are. And partially the present, too. They're so good.
Yeah, good point. You know, when we were doing our homework for this game last night and today, we hadn't seen Washington in a while, and you write these names down, and some of the guys that aren't participating today, like Adam Eaton and Ryan Zimmerman, you're just like, I mean, this is it's why it's been disappointing for Washington, because they have the right names.
Yeah, 3 games over 500, not good enough.
This is chop foul. A staple whenever you see Washington. I spent a good amount of time with the man on the right today visiting, General Manager Mike Rizzo. He never misses. He travels literally to every game. Very accessible.
Always out and around the batting cage.
Yeah. He's going to have a busy offseason. 2-2. That's fouled off.
This is going to be interesting tonight, too, with Joe Ross. You talk about coming back from Tommy John surgery. 2 starts ago, he threw 74 pitches in his first game back against the Cubs. His last start against the Mets, it was 95 pitches. My guess is they'll keep him under that century mark.
It's down low, 3-2. You know, the Rockies scored a boatload of runs against Philadelphia. 39 runs, gave up only 7 as David Dahl prepares for his AB. But up and down the lineup, the Rockies took good at bat after good at bat. Worked counts. That's what DJ's doing here.
Well, and I think that the mentality when things are going well is, you know what, I'll take my walk, or I'll pass the baton to that next guy. We say it quite frequently. When clubs are struggling, they won't do that. They want to be the hero, and they want to do it early in an account.
Here's the 3-2, and DJ wastes that.
He's kind of all over the Subaru strike zone.
DJ's 2 for 3 against Joe Ross. Nobody has a great deal of experience against Ross, but
well, from 2015 to 2017, he made 45 starts in the major leagues. He was 17-13 with a 395.
And this is a ground ball to Turner. 2 outs. And here comes the guy who hits a home run every day, David Dahl. Folks, when the Rockies score 7 or more, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. In the 7-game winning streak, the Rockies' run differential was plus 42. They have outscored the opposition 52-10. I don't know what's more impressive, the 52, which is obviously more than 7 runs a game, or the fact that they allowed just 10.
I think it's just allowing just 10 runs.
I would agree with you.
Because in their last 7 games, they're hitting .307 as a team, 28 extra base hits, the OPS over 900.
There's only one other 7-game stretch where the Rockies had a greater run differential. That was back in 1997, early in the season. They were plus 47. And this is floating down the right field line. If it's fair, it's going to be extra bases. It's foul ball.
But I'll give you a couple numbers why I think just giving up the 10 runs is even more impressive, Drew. They had a 1.29 ERA over those 7 games and opponent's batting average below 200.
And Huey, think about this as you look at those numbers. The 7 games, 3 at Chase Field, very good offensive park, and 4 here at Coors Field, which has been the second best offensive park in baseball this year to Globe Life down in Arlington. 0-2. David did more than hit home runs also in that Phillies series. He was 8 for 18. 1-2. A little bit high, close. Home plate umpire is Dave Rackley. Larry Vanover, crew chief. Larry's at first. Hunter Wendelsted's at second. Chris Caccioni. Just saw Chris. Chris is at third.
They brought their A team.
Veteran group, big series, right?
Yep.
Another game we're going to keep an eye on and all weekend long. Atlanta's leading Philadelphia 4-0 in Philadelphia because the Rockies began the day with the same exact record as Atlanta. That's a strikeout, and the reason that's important is for home field advantage. The Rockies win the West and Atlanta's already won the East. Home field could go to the Rockies if it's even. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees, that's transparency. That was a nice pinch hit by Gerardo Parra yesterday. Traveled about 440 feet. Matt Holliday saying it today. He goes, don't I get like an assist or something?
You should get like half a home run, right? Since you used your bat.
I don't know about half. There's a bunt attempt by Juan Soto, and it goes foul. 0-1 on the 19-year-old. They say this kid's 19 going on 35. Let me finish the point on Atlanta because we had to run off the commercial break. So if the Rockies finish with the same record and win the West and Atlanta wins the East, they would play Atlanta, and the Rockies would have home field advantage because they won the season series. 4-1 now.
That's why, and these games are in Philadelphia too.
Just off the plate, 1-1.
But to talk about Soto for a minute, you said, what'd you say, 19 going on 30?
Yeah, it's 30 or 35, according to people with Washington. He's really mature and very bright young man. And the thing that's most impressive, Mike Rizzo was going on about that to us, is that he has such a great command of the strike zone.
Well, that's where you look at young players. That's the first thing you look at. Can they command the strike zone? I mean, those are real close on the Subaru strike zone. They're starting in the zone, but then they're taking it off the plate.
Yeah,
most guys are in
the dugout right now.
Fish for that.
Yeah. He also is shrewd enough, even at a young age. He's a powerfully built kid to shorten up, but works a little out of a deeper crouch with 2 strikes.
He also spread out too.
He's got a little bit of the Raimel Tapia approach with 2 strikes, doesn't he?
From a couple years ago when he would do that. All he's thinking about is using the hands.
He's hit 21 home runs. When you have more home runs than your age and you're a teenager in the big leagues, that's something. Soto, Mark Reynolds, and Adrian Sanchez. Freeland's, I think, throwing more pitches already to Soto than he threw in the first inning.
I think you're right.
Three and 2.
The thing they were talking about too with the plate coverage of Soto. He'll take it out to left, but if you try to come inside, he's quick enough to react.
That is grabbed foul, unfortunately. Chris was trying to get it in time to throw him out. Well, Bryce Harper has taken this young man under his wing. That's another Mike Rizzo story. He called Harp in. They had to bring this kid up. He's played 8 games, by the way, when they called him up above A-ball. But they had so many injuries, and they knew that he could handle it. And as soon as Bryce Harper walked in Mike Rizzo's office, this ball's pretty well hit to left. And Dahl right at the wall makes the catch.
I think that ball's out yesterday, Drew, when it was warmer. You said it was 51 degrees at game time.
It may very well have been.
Because off the bat, we've seen some balls go out to left field the last few days, and he got it on the barrel. Dave keeps drifting, and then finally a half a step in front of the wall on the Subaru Supermo. Catch it, and then just a little baby brush against the wall.
Anyhow, Harper, is before Mike Rizzo could say anything, he said, listen, I'll take care of him. I got him. And he has done exactly that as Mark Reynolds takes ball 1. And Harper's guy, when he came up as a 19-year-old, was Jason Worth.
That's right. You need somebody at that age to take you under their wing and say, here's what you need to do. This is how you act.
But think about it, Huey.
But some guys wouldn't do it, though.
Yeah, but you were that guy at one point. Spilly was that guy, and Corey was that guy. But you guys were, you were well into your 20s. To have somebody who was in the big leagues at 19 with huge expectations, and then you come up as a 19-year-old with huge expectations, that doesn't happen.
No, when you're only in your mid-20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, sometimes you get that role out of default because you're so old.
Right.
They're like, okay, you got a couple years left. Help this guy out so he can replace you.
Yeah, exactly. Reynolds off the end of the bat. It's floating, and that's on one hop. The Dahl had to grab it. So Mark Reynolds with a single. One out, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Adrian Sanchez.
Off the end of the bat, Reynolds so strong, thought it might hold up for a second, and then David Dahl comes in. Got a little fortunate too on the Subaru Supermo that he's able to catch that and not have it scoot by him. Now I know Charlie was backing up, but that would have been a double, possible triple for Reynolds.
Sanchez, base hit up the middle. So now the Nats have 2 men on, 1 out. And the 8th place hitter is Spencer Kieboom. He's doing the catching tonight for Washington.
The 27-year-old Spencer has been kind of that journeyman minor leaguer for a while. Finally got the opportunity to come up.
And he takes inside. One and one. Nationals are coming off a sweep of Miami. They were off yesterday, flew into town yesterday afternoon.
Those 3 games against Miami, they scored 25 runs.
Again, overall, in the month of September, they've been one of the best offenses in the National League. That's fouled off. 1 and 2. This is you would think, the big at bat in this sequence, because there are 2 guys on. There's 1 out, but behind Kieboom is Joe Ross, the pitcher.
One thing we haven't seen yet from Kyle, though, is a changeup. See if they can get Kieboom to reach.
This is fought off, and it's going to go for a base hit. Reynolds will stop at third. So 3 singles, 2 of the soft variety. The ground ball was hit pretty hard by Sanchez. Reynolds off the end of the bat, and that was just kind of fought off by Kieboom.
But I think if we look at this pitch to Kieboom, where is it? Is it up? Yeah, it is indeed up at about the belt. They're trying to get it down so he'd roll over, but he's able to fight it off because the pitch was up. Well, 24 pitches for Kyle, not much, but he only had 6 pitches in that first inning.
And Joe Ross at the plate.
That's where you need to work, right there at the bottom of the Subaru strike zone.
He'll make the adjustment. He typically
yeah, he always
does.
does, yeah.
Go home with it. Double play. Well done, Kyle Freeland. He had his thinking cap on. A 1-2-3 inning-ending double play. Helps to be a great athlete also.
Revisit that double play, the 156 double play the Rockies turned. This is going to be StatCast AI powered by AWS, talking about the exchange between the glove and the ball and everything for Chris Iannetta. 0.94 seconds, arm strength at 80.5 miles an hour on the throw. And what a double play to get out of that inning it was. Kyle Freeland, though, set it all in motion with a great backhand flip. He looked like a middle infielder. On those 156 double plays, that leads the National League.
And again, we've seen him field his position so well.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's some pitchers we always talk about that freak out when the ball's hit to him, but he has great agility. He has no problem throwing any of the bases.
No.
And right there, he improvised. He knew, you know, give Chris something up chest high that he could handle, just get it to him quick, and Chris can clear himself and get the double play.
Well, and it was nice, too, because sometimes you'll see that from pitchers where they'll come in, they glove it, and then they flip it out of their glove right there, and you don't know what's going to happen there. But that backhand flip, it's much firmer, and it's an easier transfer than for the catcher to be able to go glove to hand to throw.
So Nolan, after a 1-2-3 first by Ross, will lead things off in the second. Running a little 5-game hitting streak, 8 for his last 20. And he takes strike one. Nolan 1 for 3 against Joe Ross. How many times are we going to call him Tyson tonight?
I put the over and under at 2.
Yeah, I think we'll blow past that.
Yeah.
Or at least I will.
Well, I was just talking to each individual. I was saying you're going to have 2 and I'm going to have 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably more accurate.
Yeah. Because I almost did it in the first inning.
I hear you. 34 home runs for Nolan, tied for 3rd in the league. Trailing Trevor by 1 right now. Takes a slider off the plate, 1-2.
That's what Ross likes to do to right-handers. Fastball slider to the left-hander. We'll throw occasional slider, but it's more fastball changeup to the lefties.
Trying to stay away, as so many guys do with Nolan. He and his brother, very similar builds, perfect pitcher builds, you know, 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah. 220 for Ross, former first-round pick by San Diego in 2011 out of high school.
And that ball is lathered to right center field, and it's going to trap against the fence. Harper throws it in, lead off, double. Nolan Arenado, 6-game hitting streak.
That's a good sign.
That's a great sign. He caught on to the game plan pretty quickly. Are you going to pitch me away? I'm going to hit it away.
Yeah, and he did exactly what he wanted to do on this Subaru Supermo. Sometimes he's been getting out on that front side, might still be getting hits, but not driving it to right center field. That ball was tattooed to right.
Fair to say, one of the better swings we've seen him take in the last week or so.
Yeah, I thought the double he had, was it yesterday or the day before, to left center was a pretty good one too. But to me, whenever you can go the other way, that always tells you your mechanics are locked in.
Now the Rockies with a great opportunity to put the first digit on the board. Here's Trev. And that's outside, ball 1. Story since coming back from the elbow situation, 6 for 16, including a couple of home runs.
3 RBIs also.
Story has seen Ross, a couple of at-bats, no hits.
For Trev. We mentioned the 2 home runs. That 1 home run yesterday in the 2nd inning traveled 471 feet.
He now leads Major League Baseball with the most 470+ foot home runs. Got a great count to work with. Live life like a 2-0 count, man.
You want to know why Trevor has increased his batting average so much this year compared to last year's? Taking those type of pitches, the ones that are close, they look close on the Subaru strike zone, but they don't do you any good. But you still feel like, oh, they're close enough, I can do some damage. He is a lot more selective within the strike zone now.
He may try to do some damage right here, 3-0.
That I don't mind at all.
Took it for a strike. It was right on the outer edge.
But he was thinking he wanted to go for it.
Yeah. Well, I just looked the other day. The combination of what you're talking about, the walk percentage up, the swing and miss percentage way down. His strikeout percentage has dropped over 8% from last year. Ball 4, and now you have 2 on for Cargo. And this is where pitchers, as we've seen so many times in the past, can get trouble at Coors Field. When you start looking at the lineup and then you start nibbling, and all of a sudden you create traffic, you're working right into the Rockies' hands.
Well, Joe Ross, all he has to think about is last year when he faced Cargo and what happened. So we'll flash back to this same matchup back on April 25th. The Cargo says, I've got your slider and I'll raise you a home run.
And the swings the last few days, the at-bats have been much better for Cargo.
No doubt. I thought that double he had as a pinch hitter the other day really helped the mindset of Cargo.
He went around 0-1. Two on, nobody out. Cargo 4 for 9 in that Phillies series, drove in 4. Had 3 doubles. Double here would be nice.
Yes, it would. And that's what they did against the Phillies too. They put some markers on the board early. They jumped on the Phillies early and then just steamrolled them after that. It'll be a little different in these next 3 games, but I still think you put a marker on, 2 markers on early. And the other thing too, you know, in the clubhouse in San Francisco right now, the Dodgers have this game on.
Absolutely. One. Cargo drops it to center field. It is caught by Robles. Nolan scampering towards third will arrive there. And Cargo, if he hits it, you know, literally 15 feet either way, he would have had that double.
But to Nolan's credit, he went back and tagged. You know, with no outs, that's exactly what you're supposed to do as a base runner. You go back and tag, and Robles had his momentum going back, so he knew he couldn't get a lot on the throw. Trevor also tagged up because they hit the cutoff man. He wasn't able to advance.
But now it's a running situation for Trevor. Got Desi at the plate. See, we get the stopwatch.
I'm ready. This is a fun time right now as a base stealer.
That looked like a 1-2-5. What do I got?
That's a little quicker, a little slower than that.
Really?
Yeah. I've got 138. Keyboom's thrown out 42% of would-be base stealers. He's 11 for 26 behind the plate.
Not as likely if he's close to 1-4, though.
No. Not with Trevor's speed.
1-0 on Desmond. Boy, you know he wants to perform against the Nationals. Nolan. And that turns into a double play. Unfortunate. The Rockies had 2 on, nobody out. Could not capitalize.
The top of the 3rd inning, Kyle Freeland has truly turned into a leader for the Rockies starting rotation. When you talk to some of the guys, from Antonio Senzatella to Germán Marquez, they'll tell you Kyle has put them in a position to challenge each other, to match each other one by one. John Gray talked about it this afternoon where he's saying, I see Kyle and his start, I want to match that. John is hoping that somebody matches his good start, and we've seen that over the last month, that each starting pitcher has passed a good start to another. We saw it yesterday with Senzatella passing it to Kyle, and Kyle will pass it tomorrow back to John.
Yeah, it's going to be a bunt base hit for Victor Robles, who can really run. Great effort by Freeland.
I think Robles might be hurt, though.
He twisted ankle.
I'm not sure. I thought Kyle was going to be able to get this momentarily, tried to barehand it, and then still from his knee tried to throw it, but just not in time. So close on the Subaru Supermo. Good for Ian to come off the bag to keep that ball from going down the right field line.
His right foot landed awkwardly at one point.
No, it was when he tried to stop on the grass right here, right there. That's where the ankle kind of buckled.
That's 21. He heals fast.
Yeah.
Well, that's close. These two guys, the guy at the plate in Trey Turner and the guy at first, Victor Robles, among the half-dozen fastest players in baseball.
Robles had 129 minor league steals in 384 games.
Pitch a little bit up. So 5 singles already for Washington. Turner line shot at Dahl, and David jumps up and makes the catch. A loud first out.
David almost overran that. That ball was hit so hard.
Folks, join in on the conversation. Send us your thoughts, comments, questions. Use Twitter. Include the hashtag Toyota Talk. 1 out, and that'll bring up Bryce Harper. Harper kind of punched a single, beat the shift through the left side. Last 10 ball games,
He's 17 for 35 at Coors Field.
One thing you've learned about Bryce Harper from the time he stepped on probably a Little League field, he was going to get cheated in his swings.
When he was in 8th grade, he was already over 6 feet, and he was powerfully built, and he was hitting, as an 8th grader, balls out of, well out of ballparks that had major league dimensions.
That's silly talk.
Silly talk. It's also how you get yourself on the cover of Sports Illustrated when you're 16.
And also how you graduate high school early so you can enroll in junior college so you can get drafted sooner.
Yeah, with the Southern Nevada. And he's got another base hit. So 2 on, 1 out, and that'll bring up Rendon. Fouled out to Ian Desmond his first time up. There have been ball games where Kyle didn't give up 6 hits.
I mean, you have to go all the way back to July 1st against St. Louis when he gave up more than 7 hits in a game. That was 9 hits that game.
He gave up 7 in his last outing in Arizona, but the previous 3, 5 at Dodger Stadium, 4 against Arizona at home, 4 against the Dodgers at home.
And this guy's so scary, Rendon.
Well, he had reached in 33 straight games, and then on Wednesday he went 0 for 4. That snapped that stretch and also snapped an 11-game hitting streak. But he had 500 during the 11-game hitting streak with damage. This is an outstanding player. He's gotten overshadowed over the years by Harper and Zimmerman and Worth and so many of their big names, but he was in the MVP conversation a couple of years ago.
Well, last year he finished 6th in the MVP voting.
Maybe it was last year I was referring to.
Yeah, last year it was just 6th. Just 6th in the top 6.
I was thinking of 2014 when he finished 5th. But how many people do you think know that this guy's been in the top half dozen twice in the last few years?
Yeah, people in Washington probably. But to the casual fan, probably not.
1 and 2. Rockies had a great opportunity to score last inning. Unfortunately, it ended in that check swing double play off of Desmond's bat. Runners going. Swung on and missed toward the third. Out at third base. If it holds up, it's end of inning. Look at the tag. You always talk about Javi Baez's tags. Watch Nolan's tag.
This is no look tag on the Subaru Supermo.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be safe though.
Yep. That. So they say in football that one's coming back.
Yeah. But still, that's the no look tag from Nolan. But the foot got in prior to that.
This won't take long.
No, they might even, as soon as they get the headset on, tell them you can go ahead and overturn this one.
First strikeout.
Well, that was big, though. You get at least a strikeout out of all of that.
See if there was a bounce, though. That's the one thing they'll check. Yeah, Nolan's glove came off. No bounce. It would be a double steal.
Be the 3rd steal for Robles and the 13th steal for Harper.
So that'll bring up Juan Soto with a deep drive to left, caught right at the wall by David Dahl, leading off the second. Dave Martinez, first-year manager after somewhat inexplicably Dusty Baker was let go after 2 years and winning, what was it, 194 games in 2 years? They lost twice in Game 5 of the division series. Heartbreaking losses.
Well, that was after they had, I mean, reports had said they had signed Buddy Black.
That's right. Well, we're awful glad that fell through.
Yeah.
1-1.
Dave and I were teammates in Montreal for a couple years.
That's right.
Playing center field up there.
Well, there were a lot of good players who went through Montreal around that time frame.
Yeah, there was.
Swung on and missed. 1-2.
Replicate the last pitch to Soto, you'll get him. Doesn't have to be any better. Just the location on it was pinpoint.
Freeland tough on everybody, but he is really tough on lefties. Movement by Chris.
Nolan off the line at third, kind of playing in that 5.5 hole. Robles can really get down the line, and with the lefty on, it doesn't have to scoot very far away from Chris, so he has to be on his toes.
Two. 3-2. See a pattern?
Yeah. The sliders away from Soto.
Make a pitch here. 3-2. He lost him. So Soto, kind of true to form. We were told by a number of different people with Washington, and stuff we've read about Soto is that he has a tremendous feel for the strike zone. Now the bases are loaded for Mark Reynolds. You have a couple things going on in this game, kind of minor subplots. Ian Desmond, remember, he hit that game-winning home run against Sean Doolittle back in April against his former club.
On Jackie Robinson Day.
On Jackie Robinson Day. You know how special that was for Ian. Well, Mark Reynolds, a Rocky for a couple of years. I know he was hopeful that he could come back and have a role. Didn't work out.
He had 30 home runs for the Rockies last year, 44 in his time here in
drove in 97.
In
so
Colorado Uni.
The fire always burns for Mark Reynolds, but you know there's probably for him added incentive. He had a end of the bat single to left his first time up. Dangerous guy. Way outside.
I think what we're seeing after that first inning is Kyle just kind of fighting his location.
He's worked out of a bases loaded situation in the second. There's another one here in the third. Swung on and missed.
The one thing we do know about Mark, he can hit it a country mile, but he can also strike out a lot.
It's turned into a nice pickup for Washington. 13 home runs, 40 driven in. Changeup. Tight zone. That's called ball 3. Kyle kind of looking in at Dave Rackley, saying, "Where's that?"
The backdoor cutter.
Three 3-1. Swung on and missed. 3-2.
Kyle's made so many big pitches this year.
Got the guts to go slider. 3-2.
I think you got to go something inside.
Got him. Fastball up. Big strikeout, Kyle Freeland. And the Nationals leave the bases loaded.
Zero runs. Rockies coming to bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning. For the Win is brought to you by Pizza Ranch. So keep your eye on the prize. This is all they're looking for. Yeah, they're hoping they make the playoffs. It'd be back-to-back years. But talking to these guys, seeing the way they interact with each other, what they say to us, they want to clinch the division for the first time in franchise history. That's what the prize is for these guys.
Pure and simple. 8-9-1. Here's Iannetta against Joe Ross. Ball 1. Hopefully Kyle now can get locked in. He's dealt with the I-25 rush hour traffic so far in this game. The Nationals have left 6 on in the first 3 innings.
He's avoided any collisions.
He has avoided a mishap. You're right. Iannetta. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rockies over their last 47 home games after beginning the year a shocking 11-20 here in Lodo. They're 34-13. One and 2.
45 wins at home now.
44 out on the road. Club record 44 road victories this year. And Chris swings and misses at a slider. Let's go downstairs and check in with the bundled up Ryan Spilborg. Spilly?
Well, it is cold down here. It's about 40 degrees. You guys are talking about the Rockies wanting to win their first division in franchise history. Let's take a look at 4 major sports and teams that have never won a division title. The Charlotte Hornets have not won a division title in the NBA. The Rockies and the Marlins, both in 1993 when they opened the franchise, have not. Memphis Grizzlies and the Columbus Blue Jackets of the NHL. Guys?
Columbus has had some good teams. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
They had a great run. Miami has won 2 World Series, but as a wild card in '97 and in '03. 2 strikes on Freeland. It's going to be a sellout crowd, or very close to a sellout tonight. 1-2.
Well, first and foremost, they had a great team to root on to victory. And then after they win, then it's fireworks. See how I said that, after they win?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm with you. 1-2 on Kyle with Charlie Blackmon on deck. Rockies a game up on the Dodgers in the National League West. It's the latest they've ever been in first place in their history. In fact, there's only been 2 occasions that the Rockies have finished ahead of Los Angeles in the West: 2007 and 2010. Swing.
Well, we talk about too with that matchup tonight, about Mad Bum being pushed back so he could start against the Dodgers tonight. It's Hyun-Jin Ryu for the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw goes tomorrow in the afternoon game.
And Mad Bum requested that. Two and two. Well, listen, we know the Dodgers have outstanding pitching, especially at the top of that rotation. Kershaw and the precocious Walker Buehler. There's the matchups. Ryu's been throwing the ball exceptionally well. But the Giants, even though it's been a disappointing year and a disappointing September for San Francisco, they can throw some pitching at you.
Well, especially the first 2 guys on that list with Mad Bum and Derek Rodriguez.
We were chatting about this yesterday, Huey. The Giants are pretty beat up right now. It doesn't matter. When they see the Dodger uniforms roll into town,
We'll hop off the training table.
Exactly. 3-2. How about this at bat being put together by Freeland?
Yeah, 9-pitch at bat on this Subaru strike zone. I mean, it won't be quite Willis Reed-esque, for the Giants players, but
I thought they may sign Barry Bonds to a weekend contract.
and Jeff Kent.
Yeah. 3-2. Kyle is out number 2 in the 3rd inning. Good battle. That'll bring up Blackmon. Charlie hit a 1-hopper to second his first time. Early in Charlie's career, Rockies saw talent naturally. Saw a guy who had great belief in himself, but they saw a guy that unfortunately was getting hurt frequently. Foot and ankle issues. Last 4 years, 154 games, 157 games. 2016, 143. Had turf toe early. Last year, 159. And tonight is game number 154. Two strikes.
Many of these years, he's been the catalyst at the leadoff spot.
Well, what we've been witness to is, with his ability to play every day, the talent has been able to play out, and he has become one of the best players in baseball. And the numbers support that. 1-2.
Charlie drives it high and deep right field. Fair, and it's gone. 1-0 Colorado. Number 28 for Chuck Nasty.
Like a 1-2 pitch home run. How quick was that bat to get to the ball, Drew?
He knows what time of year it is.
They tried to come inside. He said, no, you're not welcome. I'm going to get it out of here. A little spinning slider. Opens the hips on the Subaru Supermo. Charlie wasn't quite sure because he's running pretty hard out of the box. Well, this gets right up top of that auxiliary scoreboard. It puts the Rockies on the board 1-0. It's the second hit tonight for Colorado.
That's because the launch angle on that. Love talking launch angle, right? Launch angle on that was about 21 degrees.
Charlie makes it 1-0.
0-1 on DJ. And this is driven foul.
Time for the Subaru StatCast.
Well, for Charlie on his 28th home run. Well, launch angle might have been a little bit higher, 27 degrees. It didn't seem like that high.
You gonna go with that or with my estimate?
You know what? This time I'm going to go with the 27 degree estimate.
So insulting. I had the visual calculation.
I know you did.
This is sliced to second. That'll end the inning. But Charlie gets the Rockies in front 1-0. And the Rockies, when they score first, 53-16 this year. Chuck Nasty with a bomb to right.
He wants the Colorado Rockies to make it to the postseason, and he's going to do anything he can.
Maybe his greatest attribute is his competitiveness.
Strikeout number 7. Freeland, see you later. What an inning by Kyle Freeland. Kyle Freeland, what a job once again. Built for Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. As home ranks all time, 236 first. Opponent batting average, the whip is first.
he has the 3rd lowest home ERA in the National League this year.
Yeah, Jacob deGrom leads it, and then Miles Michaelis for St. Louis is second.
1-0 ground ball sneaks through that right side. Adrian Sanchez is 2 for 2. I was about to say what he wants is a stress-free inning.
Yeah,
because he's already given up 7 singles now, and he had to pitch out of 2 bases loaded situations. Catcher Spencer Keyboom's coming up.
and one final thought on that home ERA too. That 2 guys that are behind him also Cy Young candidates, and Aaron Nola, who is at a 2.50 ERA, and Max Scherzer 2.51 home ERA.
Yeah, he has put himself in the conversation with all of the big names in baseball. And what's interesting is when you start looking at guys like Max Scherzer, who's trying to win his 3rd straight Cy Young, Jacob deGrom, even Aaron Nola's been around a little bit now. He's a young pitcher, but Kyle Freeland, he's in his 2nd season. Not to mention that he's doing it with his home ballpark being Coors Field, which is the 2nd most prolific offensive park in baseball this year. Again, the Globe Life down in Arlington. You know, and deGrom's great. And I think deGrom should win. Honestly, should win the Cy Young Award. This is hooked, and that's a base hit. Wow, this is interesting. 8 singles here in 3+ innings against Kyle, and he's going to have to navigate around this traffic again. He's got the pitcher Joe Ross, who obviously is going to be looking to get a bunt down.
And what's a little bit troubling too is the 7th and 8th place hitters for Washington have 4 of the 8 hits. Keyboom with a solid line drive over the head of
not getting it in enough.
No, and not a lot of late action on it.
This is where Kyle can help himself, his ability to field his position.
But this is what's good too about this, is being able to field his position. As hard as Desi is coming in from first, he's going to have pretty much the whole right side of the diamond. Kyle can think about breaking more towards the line, and Nolan can stay back then, unless it's hit extremely hard at him. Or bunted, excuse me.
It's foul, 0-2. Tell you what you may have also, and Chris Ionetta is eyeballing this with Story. If you have him bunt through, and this is really tough on a base runner, you're trying to get that, you know, that really good secondary, and sometimes it's too aggressive a secondary. You can back pick at second with Adrian Sanchez.
Yeah, because the shortstop's already right in his back pocket, trying to keep him close to the bag. So you're whispering in his ear back, you're yelling, you're clapping your glove, you're spitting, you're kicking some dirt up. So he thinks that you're right there, so he doesn't want to get very far off. So if you fake, or if he bunts through it, then his momentum's really leaning towards third. Not going to matter.
Not going to matter. Ross is gone. 3rd strikeout. But now here comes the top of the order.
But I think for Washington though, short of a sacrifice bunt, that's the next best thing for them.
Yeah, I don't think they were. Yeah, I mean, exactly.
After what happened the first time up.
Probably not overly disturbed. Robles, a line out to Nolan. And he had a single, bunt single. Good looking pitch. 0-2.
I think it froze Robles because of the dancing around and the fake break at second base by Sanchez. He acted like he was going to steal, and out of your vision, that just messes you up as a hitter if he doesn't go.
0-2. That hit him. Bases loaded again. 3 straight innings. 3 straight innings that the bases have been loaded. And he was ahead of him 0-2, trying to cut her in.
Oh, that's a foul ball.
Ooh,
That's a foul ball.
They may take a look at that.
Yeah. And a hit by pitch is reviewable too.
We'll slow it down again.
Yeah, that's right off the knob. This is an easy look on the Subaru Supermo, especially since he's choked up too. Oh, that's a definite foul ball.
That's a foul ball.
That's a foul ball.
And you know what? Think about his reaction initially.
Yeah, he didn't do much.
Crowd's reacting. Victor's kind of looking sheepishly at the huge scoreboard, the Rockies' vision.
Go ahead. Wipe that out if you already marked it in your scorebook at home.
Yeah, the thing I always worry about, though, is it was called a hit by pitch. What do they got? Nope, foul ball. Beautiful. That's a huge break, hopefully. Good job, Brian Jones.
I've said that a lot this year.
Yeah.
Well, let's have to get the batting gloves back and thumb guard, elbow pad.
We had one of those a couple weeks ago, but it didn't get overturned because this is fouled off.
That's right.
The guy who was up, like a lot of hitters, you know, the meaty part of the palm overlaps the knob.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think who that was, but I remember, and they called it then an actual hit by pitch, and you can see why. That one was clearly because he chokes up a foul ball.
0-2. Swung on and missed. 2 outs.
Climb the ladder on the Subaru strike zone.
Strikeout number 4. And now you got to deal with Trey Turner.
Well, in, and then elevate. You see Chris was already up out of the crouch to get that ball up by the letters. That's a high pitch. That's exactly where you want a high fastball.
Turner's lined out twice. Slider for a strike. Well, in September, Kyle Freeland's talk about getting stronger.
Yeah.
Raised the fastball up to basically 93, the hardest he's thrown on average in any month this year.
Well, and the other thing he just did, Drew, with that last out, he broke the 200 inning barrier for the year.
That's unusual in baseball these days. Got to get Turner here.
But I still think, to me, it still means something. And I was talking to Bud Black about it today around the batting cage. Asked him the same thing. And we know Bud's feeling. It's kind of a little bit of the old school. But he said, no, it still means something to him. And in this game to be that workhorse.
I think it's huge. And I'll share another stat with people that is shocking, I think, to most people in baseball. The Rockies right now have thrown more innings by their starters than any other staff in the National League.
Wow.
1-1, 2-1. Think about that. And here's another reason it's big. Then you're using your bullpen more often when you want to, as opposed to out of necessity early in the ball game. So I think that 200 inning, 180 plus, it does carry a lot of weight, especially as high quality as the 200 innings have been. There's a strike at the bottom of the zone, 2-2.
Germán Marquez 191 in the third innings pitch. So we got two anchors.
Kyle's just the 9th guy. This final weekend of the regular season, 9 guys in Major League Baseball. That's it, who've eclipsed the 200 inning mark. Make one more pitch here. 2 on, 2 outs. 2-2 on Trey Turner. In the air, right center field. Well hit, long run, and Charlie can't get it. It's going to give Washington the lead. Turner is heading towards third, and he has a 2-run triple.
Ball hung up in the air a long time. Charlie gave it all he had, and then Cargo going over to get this ball also slipped. That's why I said, oh no, with Trey Turner's speed. Finally, they're able to get to Chris, the Subaru Supermo. That ball just kept going to right center field. So Charlie lays out, kind of falls, but watch Cargo slip on this ball as he goes for it along the wall. There she has to get out of the way of Charlie.
Now you have Harper up. He's 2 for 2. He's gone the other way twice. Well, Charlie was swung over a little bit toward the pull side. He had a long run, and unfortunately it dropped. There's been a lot of traffic out there against Kyle, and it's not like there've been a bunch of bullets hit against him.
No, but still he's given up 9 hits.
One on Harper, and that's fouled off.
Kind of see the intent of Harper.
Yeah, every at bat, he's staying really inside, trying to work the ball to left field. Also, because of all the hits, even though he had a 6-pitch first inning, did Kyle, he's about to throw his 71st pitch here in the 4th. Outside. Kyle, with the 9 hits allowed, it's the 3rd time this year he's allowed 9. He's not allowed any more than that in a game. That's how unusual this is.
Rare.
Yeah. This ball is hit well, but right at David Dahl. In the inning, with 2 outs, Trey Turner, a 2-run triple. 2-1 Washington. Dahl will lead it off when we come back.
those guys.
David Dahl will lead things off. Try to improve his candidacy right here. Shift is on in the infield. David takes ball one. Dahl struck out swinging his first look at Joe Ross. Rockies trail now 2-1. Charlie got him on the board with a home run last inning. And this is on the barrel. Golf to Harper in right center, and he'll make the catch. He didn't miss that by a whole lot. That had the right sound. He just he had the wrong launch angle again.
That one was more.
That was a 55-degree launch angle.
He didn't need the 55-degree wedge.
Nolan, bullet double to right center field, leading off the second, and behind that Trevor walked. Unfortunately, Rockies could not score. Cargo hit the ball hard. He had a line drive to deep center. Nolan moved up to third, was first and third, and then Desi had a check swing comebacker that turned into a double play.
So far, this has got to be the best that Ross has thrown, because in his career, hitters are hitting 291 off him.
The one start he's ever had against Colorado did not go well.
0-1 with a 9 ERA. Excuse me, 0-0 with a 9 ERA. 964, in fact.
Atlanta leading Philadelphia 5-1 now. That's in there. 2-1. Two outs.
Hey fans, if you've ever dreamed of becoming a Colorado Rocky, you can do that. Sign up for Fantasy Camp now, taking place at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. That's January 28th through February 1st of 2019. Visit Rockies.com/fantasycamp for details.
Two outs, nobody on. Story coming up. Trevor again walked his first time. A reminder that we'll go to the dugout after a quick commercial break and visit with Buddy Black between half innings. Trevor's got 105 driven in, tying the club record for a shortstop with Tulowitzki. Sliders low. 56 of those 105 have come with two outs. He also leads the National League in two-out slugging percentage at .688. This ball's in the air to deep right. He may have worked underneath it a smidgen also. Yep. So the Rockies, a couple of good passes, nothing to show for it. They go in order in the fourth. We'll talk to Buddy here in 60 seconds. 2-1 Nationals. Joins us, and Buddy, we're so used to Kyle dominating, and he's kind of getting nickel and dime. Is that what it looks like from your perspective?
Yeah, a little bit for sure, Drew. I think you look at those hits, they're finding holes, some soft hits happening for Kyle. A couple hard hit balls have been caught. So, you know, it's one of those games where you never know how it's going to play out. But they're putting the bat on the ball. You got to give them a little bit of credit against Kyle.
Yeah, on the flip side for the offense, is this kind of what you expected from Joe Ross as far as the pitch selection, fastball, slider, changeups?
Yeah, I think with Joe, you know, he's coming back off Tommy John, and I think he's in a pretty good spot. The last couple of games that he's thrown, his stuff has been pretty good. So sneaky life in the hitting area with the fastball, and the slider looks to have a pretty sharp break, and you know he's mixing enough changeups to keep us honest.
All right, buddy.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Go
All right,
rock
guys.
and roll. Thanks.
Okay.
We appreciate it. So Kyle in the fifth will face Anthony Rendon, the cleanup man for Washington. That first pitch is a little bit high. Ball one. A foul out and a strikeout for Rendon. Big swing and a miss there. 1-1. Last 6 years, the Nationals have won 4 division titles. The expectations each year, and understandably so, have been extremely high, not just in the DC area, in the Mid-Atlantic region, but nationally.
Well, out of those 6 years, 4 of those years, they won over 95 ball games.
They have won since 2012 more games than any other team in the National League save the Dodgers. 1-2, 2-2. But they
can't get out of the division series.
Yeah, they can't get out of the division series, and they keep going through managers, which is strange. 2-2. And this is going to be a problem. And again, it's one of those nights. That's the 10th hit, the most hits that Kyle's given up in a game this year. And Buddy described it perfectly. The hardest hit balls have been Adam balls. A couple line drives to left. Robles, a line shot leading off the ball game at Nolan. But to their credit, they also are getting the ball in play. And in a big ballpark, baseballs will drop. We've seen that since the doors opened in 1995. So here's Juan Soto. Deep fly ball to the wall and left, and a walk.
They've been trying to feed Soto a steady diet of sliders. That's how he walked last time. They got ahead on him, just couldn't put him away. Finally, he took the walk. And a lot of pitches like this, too, just really not close enough to the Subaru strike zone, just too far out of the hand. The hitter sees that immediately.
Boy, it's so strange to see up on the scoreboard. It's 2-1, fortunately, just a 1-run game, but 10 hits to 2 with Kyle Freeland on the mound, and he's given up the 10. 2-1.
And all that said, you know, still just 2 runs. It could be worse. They've left 7 guys on base.
Fouled off. This has been a really good rookie class in the National League this year. It's headlined by the kid at the plate who's 19, and the other 19-year-old Ronald Acuna Jr. with Atlanta. And they've put up adult numbers. And then there's Walker Buehler. The Rockies have seen a bunch. Harrison Bader, he's no slouch with the Cardinals.
No. Brian Anderson down in Miami. Then you got the 2 guys from the Cards.
Well, the Cards have a nice rookie class.
Hicks and Flaherty.
And Hicks, he just goes out and throws 104. Probably going to be Acuna or Soto. Who do you like?
Acuna.
2-2. Inside, 3-2.
Maybe because I've seen him for 4 games. This is the first game I'm seeing for Soto.
I think just based on these are real early returns, and Acuna's terrific. This kid's tougher to pitch to.
Oh, I no doubt about that.
Dahl will make another grab, and that got in the lights a little bit.
You could see that from David's reaction. You know, there's that fine line when the ball doesn't get high enough to get above the bank of lights. This will give us a clear view on the Subaru Supermo. As soon as he caught that, he kind of had to blink his eyes because it's like looking into the flash bulb, you know, when somebody's taking a picture. Those are the bank of lights that baseball will get up in.
You talk about disconcerting. Reynolds inside, where all of a sudden you can't see anything.
No. And then when you can, all you see is spots.
Reynolds a single and a strikeout with the bases loaded. Freeland got him on a 3-2 pitch, and this is popped up right up the elevator shaft, and the catch is made by Iannetta. 2 gone.
Already planning for this coming season after the postseason. Well, the Rockies are currently taking deposits for the 2019 suites and party facilities. Call 303 Rockies today.
Adrian Sanchez has singled twice through the right side. Going to get him this time. Story will go the short way to LeMahieu. And better inning for Freeland. He did give up the leadoff single to Rendon. Middle of 5, 2-1 Nationals. Brought to you by the 2018 Toyota Tundra in your hometown Toyota stores, by Dish Network, better TV for all, and by UC Health, live extraordinary. Rockies' magic number is 3. Again, any combination of wins by Colorado, losses by the Dodgers, totaling 3. And the Rockies, for the first time, will be champions of the NL West. Cargo will lead it off. The Rockies trail by a run here in the 5th. Desmond and Iannetta to follow. Joe Ross has been very effective so far. Gave up an Arenado double leading off the 2nd. The home run to Blackman with 2 outs in the 3rd. That's it. Cargo did hit the ball hard his first time up. Pitch was generously called a strike.
It's called a strike. Well, that is generous on the Subaru strike zone. Wow.
Tied him up inside, 0-2.
That was the sneaky late life that Bud was talking about when we were chatting with him
Bud
half inning ago.
Bud knows the Ross as well. He managed them, so it's a good feel for their repertoire. This is slowly hit the second. Can Cargo beat it? I'll get an infield hit out of the deal. Adrian Sanchez playing back around the grass, and the only play was to try to barehand it. So Cargo a lead single here in the 5th.
Once it gets by Ross, you're thinking hit all the way, and for Sanchez that was his lone hope. But with the little hop at the end on the Subaru Supermo, that doesn't settle into your fingers. And it's 47 degrees.
So here's Desmond. High ball 1. I'm not saying this is going to happen, because I still would doubt it. But if Ross is still around 1-4 to the plate, Cargo doesn't run a ton anymore. But just kind of put it into mind somewhere, especially with the fact that Desi hit so many balls on the ground. Not going. And this ball's well hit right center field, way back, and gone. Forget the ground ball, forget stealing. Ian Desmond just put the Rockies back on top. What did we talk about at the top of the broadcast?
Revenge ABs.
Revenge ABs.
And you know, it was probably doubled, maybe even tripled after what happened the first AB, with a little comebacker to the pitcher.
Yeah, you are 100% accurate. That has to feel triply good for Desi.
Well, he finally got this fastball to get his arms extended. I like the reaction in the dugout. The boys in the bullpen, they knew. They already had their hands raised up. That's 22 home runs, 88 RBIs for Ian.
Said it all year. You know, people may get frustrated, and it's tough. You know, he's going out trying to succeed every time, and he hits the ball on the ground a great deal of the time. He also has produced some enormous hits, not just 2 or 3 times. He has produced some enormous hits.
That's not easy to do.
Iannetta crushes this one. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Wow. That went like 11 kilometers. 4-2 Colorado. Here come the Rockies.
I know coming into the game that Joe Ross had only 11 innings pitched, but he hadn't given up a home run.
That's changed.
That has changed, and it's changed in a hurry. And Chris, when he connects, he can hit it as far as anybody. Mercy, just like that. Rockies answer and answer big.
How about the dugout? There's Parra. Into the receiving line.
Dance party.
That's right. I love what Parra said after the game yesterday. And Parra hit one 6 miles yesterday. That ball went 469 feet. Oh, by the way. Parra, when he was being interviewed by Taylor, he said, just play happy. He said, we're family. And I know folks at home get that sense. This is a really tight group. And they love each other. They love each other, and they love playing with each other.
And it's not about anything other than winning. And if somebody else does something great, that's awesome. They're more happy for their friends and what their teammates sometimes than they are for themselves.
Absolutely. Kyle takes a strike.
And trust me, folks, that does not happen in every professional locker room. And I've been in enough to know that.
Yes, you would. You would be an authority. Back-to-back jacks. 1-1 on Freeland. That home run by Iannetta. And again, we see him every day in batting practice. And truly, what Jeff said is no joke. He can hit him as far as anybody. He's massively strong. That came off the bat at 112 miles an hour. Kyle's had some good passes tonight.
Yes, he has. Well, he had it was a 9 or 10 pitch at bat the first time up against Ross. On the bullpen now for Washington, they have Tim Collins, the left-hander, warming up.
Got 4 lefties down there.
And also Justin Miller looks like grabbed a baseball. He's going to start to get loose.
It's a former Rocky, Justin Miller. 5th time this year the Rockies have gone back-to-back. That's a strike, and that is the first out of the inning. Achieving More is brought to you by AT&T. Most wins in Rockies history. The 09 team won 92 ball games. 07 with the great run ended up 90-73. The 90th victory was the play-in game, and that counts in the regular season. And now this year's team would love to match the 09 team. If they match the 09 team, it does not matter what the LA Dodgers do in San Francisco. The Rockies will be division champs. This ball is lofted to left field, and Soto will make the catch. 2 outs.
And also, if they do match that 09 team with 92 wins, that'd also be 20 wins in the month of September.
And if they do that, they will guarantee themselves home field advantage in the divisional round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they'd be the 2nd seed overall.
And the great thing about that, there's now so many benefits, because that game 1 would take place at Coors Field on Thursday. You can set up the rotation as you would like. DJ, strike on the edge, ground ball to short, and a line drive to second.
We can say all of that, what we just said. That man right there is thinking about tonight, this next pitch, the next inning. Not thinking about anything that we just talked about.
No, he's not, but in his free moments, he has gotten with his staff and charted out every possible scenario, because that's what you do. You have to be prepared.
You've got plan all the way through plan C.
Right, including how they will attack Sunday if Sunday's game is of huge importance. We mentioned this at the top of the broadcast. We showed the probables in this series. Tomorrow it'll be John Gray and Steven Strasburg. That's pretty much in cement. Sunday is a TBA for both teams. If if the Rockies game is of, again, great importance, the Rockies are going to see Max Scherzer. He threw before they left yesterday afternoon. They flew out of DC at 1 p.m. on their off day. He threw, quote unquote, an emergency bullpen because he was going to shut it down after Tuesday. went over. He went at, finished with 300 strikeouts. He threw an emergency bullpen before they got on the plane.
Tells you how competitive he is.
Trey Turner throws out DJ. Damage done. The Rockies got an infield hit from Cargo. Desi hit a 2-run home run to right center. Chris Iannetta hit a monstrosity of a home run to dead center. 4-2 Rockies.
It's playoff atmosphere with the Freeland Freaks. They're feeling it. We're feeling it. We cannot wait to see what happens in the next couple innings, Drew. We're feeling it. Go, Rockies!
Billy fits right in.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
We are performing Saturday night
At a pub near you. This is going to be a tough play for Nolan. He's got the catcher running Keyboom, and he gets him by a step and a half. 1 out, and now the Nationals are going to go to their bench. Michael Taylor is going to be the pinch hitter for Ross.
It was hard for Sanchez to barehand a ball last inning, and that led to 3 runs for the Rockies. It's not hard for Nolan because he's got Velcro on those fingers. Throws out Keyboom by 2 steps. Right in the fingertips. Change the grip that you need to make a strike at first on the Subaru Supermo. Bam, just like that, 1 out.
First time since the 2nd inning that Kyle's been able to retire the leadoff man. Speedy center fielder Michael Taylor. Taylor's kind of lost his spot with Robles up. Of course, Adam Eaton. Taylor just 1 for his last 26 with 14 strikeouts. Fly ball to Dahl in left. David secures it, 2 outs. That'll bring up Victor Robles.
Now the Colorado Rockies Make an Impact program is a free elementary school assembly that entertains and shows students how to make an impact on their lives and communities. Visit Rockies.com/community for more information.
Here's the 0-1. Pulled down the line, fair.
What?
And Dahl's throw towards second is not going to get Robles. So a 2-out double. Evidently went over the bag. That's close.
Boy, that was real close.
So Trey Turner, who hit the kind of fly ball triple to right center field to drive in 2 runs in the 4th and erase the 1-0 deficit Washington had at the time. He'll come up with 2 outs. Nothing easy tonight for Kyle Freeland. Giving up 11 hits. See Oberg's up. And Turner's hit the ball. Turner of anybody in that lineup has put together 3 really good at bats.
They line out to short, line out to left, and then they triple the right center.
94th pitch. It's close. 1-1.
It wasn't as much inside as Trey Turner acted like it was. He acted like it was way off the Subaru strike zone.
That's a good looking pitch. 1-2.
Here, Kyle, one more. That's all you're thinking. Make one more pitch.
Sell out right here, because your buddy will turn it over to the bullpen next inning. Ground ball to third. Got to get rid of it. Out at first base. Good pickup by Desmond. Against one of the fastest men in baseball. And the double by Robles does no harm. The Rockies in the middle of the 6th enjoying a 4-2 lead. Three, 4, and 5 for the home team. It's time for At the Dish, brought to you by Dish Network. So David has hit a home run in 4 consecutive games. The club record was set in 2015 by the guy who plays third, Nolan Arenado. Walk, and Dante back in the 90s hit a home run in 5 straight. 20 other times that a Rockies hit a home run in 4 straight. Cargo's done it. Buddy Black meeting with Kyle Freeland. Sammy Solis is now in the ball game. The pitch is high. David showed bunt. Rendon came flying in. That David will manipulate the barrel. We've seen him do this, where he'll try to go to left field. There's a big opening on the left side of the diamond, and Rendon is honoring the bunt still. There's the official Way to hang tough. You know, even today, I mean, he gave up 11 hits, which is really, as we know, so unusual for Kyle. And guess what? This powerful lineup, they scored just 2 runs.
2 runs. That's it. And it was with the 2-strike triple, too.
Charlie came within a step of catching that. And the great ones are even tougher when there's traffic. And Kyle has demonstrated that all year. 2-1. It's top foul. Job well done again by Kyle Freeland in his 33rd start of the year.
And again, mentioned that he went over the 200 inning mark this year, which is huge. 202 and 2/3.
And seemingly, Huey, for a young pitcher, he's gotten stronger.
I think last year he definitely hit the wall. Definitely hit the wall in the second half. But then he trained different. He knows what a full season's like, and no wall this year.
Take a good look. You won't see this one for long. That's 5 straight games with a home run. How about that, David Dahl? 5-2 Colorado.
4th home run they've hit this chilly night. He can get on top of a high fastball like no left-hander that I've seen in a while. And most left-handers like the ball down or maybe down and in. The boy's coming out. There's Kyle.
He becomes head cheerleader now.
Well, watch where this pitch is, and he just stays connected through the whole at bat.
We have to update our at the dish. We apologize, Kyle, for showing you when you hit it only in 4 straight games. He now's on the real short list. Nolan, Walk, Dante, and David Dahl. Home runs in 5 straight. Amazing. We'll get a pitching change. We get a commercial break as well. 5-2 Rockies. In. Crowd still abuzz after that long home run by David Dahl. Sliders inside, ball 1. Rockies with 4 home runs tonight. Remember during the road trip, the Rockies hit 1 home run, and that was Charlie against Clayton Kershaw. That was it. And now they've been teeing off. 2-0.
But I think all the quality at bats that they took, You know, to start with, down in Arizona towards the second part of that, the second game there into the third game. But then against the Phillies, it started to become more. And now you start to take those better at bats, and then the home runs come from that.
He's twitchy.
Just don't wake him up.
No, listen. We saw very early how talented he is a couple of years ago. And this ball is driven to center field. It'll be caught out there by Robles. But you know what I mean by that.
Yes.
He is really twitchy. Everything. He's a fast twitch guy. Everything he does is sudden.
It's sudden for him when he goes to attack the baseball. You know, because there's not a whole lot of movement in his hands. He's got a little wiggle, but then when that foot hits, it's explosion to the ball.
It really is. It's electric. And the ball comes off his bat.
Well, I think about the 2 home runs he hit to left field to kind of start this home run barrage for him. That you didn't really think that he got them all. He just backspun them and had enough to take it over the wall.
This guy at the plate's got a little pop. Walking a fly ball to right, deep right by Trevor. So the home runs now in the 5 games, the 2 to right, the 2 to left you were referencing, the 2 to center, and now he pulls one. The first 2 he hit, I asked him each time, I said, you think it was out? He said no.
Yeah, one was only 351 feet, the other was 359.
The last 3,
yeah,
he knew.
Yeah.
He knew, we knew, the other team knew, the folks in Lyman knew. On the ground to third, Rendon. Two outs, and that'll bring up Cargo.
Double barrel action down in the Rockies bullpen. Harrison Musgrave from the left side. Scott Oberg still up. They might piecemeal this, see if Harrison can maybe go after Harper.
With him up, I would think that's got to be Buddy's thinking. Outside, ball 1. Cargo had the infield hit last inning. It set up the 2-run home run by Ian Desmond. That was followed by Chris Iannetta hitting one 469 feet straight away. Cuts inside, 2-0. Back on June the 18th, the Rockies were in 4th place. 10 days later, they were 4 under at that point. 10 days later, they were 8 games back, 3-0. And now they lead the division with 3 to play.
So I think
by
it just,
a game.
Yeah, it just further illustrates the point that we say all the time in baseball. It's a marathon.
It's a marathon.
Because everybody was ready back then to say, oh boy, that's it. It's over.
Huey, less than 10 days ago, Cargo swinging 3-0, 3-1. Less than 10 days ago, people were getting ready to write the obituary for the Rockies after the disappointing 3 games in Los Angeles. There are going to be, for even the best teams, I mean, Boston's going to be able to find some places during the season where they had the kick in the gut loss, the couple 3-4 days in a row where you don't play well, and people saying, what's wrong, right? You play too many. Let it play out. 3-1. And that is a base hit. Cargo may try for 2 here. He will. And Harper drops the ball. I don't think he would have gotten him anyhow. Another leg double.
We saw Cargo have a leg double few days ago.
Cargo does so many things by example, but I think the last 3 or 4 years, his all-out hustle, especially for a veteran established star, is really exemplary.
Well, and he wants to help take this team to their first division title. He's been here 10, 11 years now. He wants to show the young kids what it's like, what it means, how you go out and do it all the time. 32nd double this year for Cargo.
And now here's Desi. This is top to third. Rendon throws him out. The Rockies add on David Dahl for the 5th straight ball game. Hits one deep into the night, and the Rockies have a 5-2 lead going to the 7th. Kubota pitching performance of the night. Kyle gave up some hits, 11 of them, in fact, more than he's given up all year. But he limited the Nationals to 2 runs in 6 innings. And now he's going to pass it on to the bullpen with the Rockies leading 5-2. The Rockies are going to piecemeal their way through this 7th inning, apparently, with Bryce Harper leading off. It'll be Harrison Musgrave.
You kind of see how it goes after this first batter. I think you probably will see Scott, but if Bud's feeling it, you know, you let him pitch to Rendon, because then you got Soto, the left-hander, after that. If Harper gets on, I think immediately you go to Ober.
And Solano, who's been great really in any spot in the 7th inning, the Rockies like to stay away from him tonight. Pitch out of the zone, ball 1. Harper hitting .236 against lefties this year. 2 singles and a fly ball to left against Kyle. Soto, again, you want to talk about a mature 19-year-old?
Yeah.
295 against lefties, 294 against righties.
Well, I didn't see any of the classic signs you would see left on left tonight, with that bail and the whale from the right shoulder. No, he was staying in there on those some tough pitches.
It's a borderline pitch. Harrison wanted it. 2-1. 2-2.
Maybe the advantage to you gain here with Harrison is Bryce Harper's not faced him a whole lot.
It's that time of year. 2-2. 3-2.
Actually, this is the first time that any national hitters have faced Harrison.
3-2. And a ground ball to DJ. That took a funny hop. And DJ recovered.
That's only DJ can.
You've seen that happen every once in a while. It hit the forward lip and it shot.
Because it was going to be an easy two-hopper to him. But watch it right at the edge of the grass. Hop, skip. And now you have to reroute as an infielder. And you have to drop down to a knee and play it without the backhand.
So Musgrave, with help from DJ, gets his man. 1 out in the 7th.
Your attention. Now pitching for the Rockies.
By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Friday night in the Mile High City in the Rockies. They went up 1-0. They were down 2-1. They've utilized the long ball. 4 of them tonight. They're up 5-2. 1 out in the 7th. And Scott Oberg will now face Anthony Rendon, who is 1 for 3 on the evening.
Well, Scott, just in the recent series against the Phillies, 3 innings, pitched just 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. And folks, if you hear somebody clapping in the background, that's my partner Drew. Why were you clapping, Drew?
Because there were runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 1st inning for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And our man Mad Bum just struck out Matt Kemp to end the threat. High fly ball deep right center field, and Rendon hits it off the middle of the wall, and he's going to have himself a double.
That wall comes up on Cargo in a hurry. He gets back there and then takes a giant leap to try to snag this. He did the right thing to stay far enough away from the wall so you don't get hung up in it. Sometimes if you get too close, you'll jump up and the wall will keep you from jumping any higher. Cargo did the right thing and almost made that catch.
Yeah, it was closer than I thought on the replay. Soto's 0 for 2 and a walk inside. That's a strike. Atlanta tonight putting the finishing touches on the Phillies. Ninth inning, it's 11-1.
I don't think you can say the fighting Phils anymore, because they've just
rolled over.
Yeah, gone into a turtle shell.
Two and one. League has hit just .210 this year against Scott Oberg. And that slider's a strike. 2 and 2.
That's really been the equalizer for Scott. Still has a 96-97 on the fastball, but the equalizer's been his slider this second stint with the Rockies after he came back from AAA.
He's used to this weather too, growing up in the Northeast, pitching at UConn. Did he go? Yes, he did.
Yep.
Iannetta will get the out at first, and they're 2 gone.
Well, even if Chris wasn't able to complete that throw and hit Soto, he would have been out, because he was running on the grass on the inside portion of the field, almost 3/4 of the way down there.
That'll bring up Mark Reynolds, a single, a strikeout, and he fouled out to Iannetta. A little bit low.
This is the 11th time tonight that the Nationals have had a runner in scoring position. Just 2 for 10, and one of those was the Turner triple.
That's in there, 1 and 1.
Although the Rockies lead on the scoreboard, they've only had 3 chances. They just hit it out of the yard. That's all they do.
4 big flies so far. Two and 1. That's outside. 3 and 1. That's an equalizer. Slider.
Yeah, you're as a hitter, you're ahead in the count. And then he throws that slider. I think he gets a second one here. For a 3rd strike. And another slider.
3 and 2 with 2 outs. Got it. Good job, Scott Oberg. We say that about 4 times a week. Rendon left at second. Stretch time. Rockies up 3.
score. Charlie Blackmon behind in the count. Not a problem. His 28th of the year. Desmond with cargo aboard. That's his 22nd of the year. Number 11 for Chris Iannetta. That traveled 469 feet. And David Dahl hadn't hit a home run in a while. His 5th in 5 days. And the head cheerleader, Kyle Freeland, loves it. 5-2 Colorado as they will look for more offense here in the bottom of the 7th with Jeff Hewson and Ryan Spilborghs. I'm Drew Goodman. It'll be Iannetta leading it off, and then we'll get a pinch hitter for Oberg. The new pitcher is Jimmy Cordero.
A hard-throwing right-hander made his major league debut this year after parts of 7th season with the Blue Jays, Phillies, and Nationals. He's got that right sleeve kind of rolled up. Didn't want to inhibit it.
And a base hit for Iannetta. And Gerardo Parra, pinch hitter extraordinaire for the Rockies. He's going to take the at-bat here in the 7th. How about Parra time last night? Parra for president.
Yes, second pinch hit home run of his career. The last one had come back in 2012. It was an 0-2 pitch that he hit 429 feet using somebody else's bat.
Well, the bat that he used, the guy who owns the bat is familiar with hitting home runs. It was a wise decision by Parra. Matt Holliday's bat.
Not 100% sure that that's Holliday's bat right now, though.
It's got to be. I mean, Matt has. It's got to be. He would not give up on it.
Hold this still so we can look, please.
There's no way he's marched to the plate after hitting one 5 miles yesterday. He's been on fire using Holliday's bat.
I just couldn't say with certainty 100%.
0-1. 1-1.
Gerardo,
is that one of Matty's?
Now maybe 99.9% sure that it is.
Could you hear his answer?
No, I couldn't. He was thinking.
2-1. Here's the 2-1. And Parra, ground ball, middle of the diamond. That's turned into a double play. Needed a little more RPM to get through the middle. 2 outs.
Support your Rockies and do like a lot of folks are right now. Paint the town purple with the latest fall weather gear, player merchandise, and special gifts with a purchase at Rockies dugout stores.
Charlie coming up. 1 for 3. The one was a big one. Showed you a moment ago. Got the Rockies on the board. 28th home run, a line drive just over the auxiliary scoreboard in right. And this sellout crowd of 48,089 loved it. We're talking about turn the town purple.
Yep.
Next 2 days, gotta have 2 more sellouts. Get ready for Rocktober. Tonight's the 11th sellout of the year. One strike on Charlie. Outside. The Rockies, with this crowd this evening, Huey.
Yeah.
Going to move over well over 2.9 million.
Wow.
You know what? With 2 more sellouts, the Rockies could draw over 3 million. They're averaging basically 37,000 a night, which is the 5th highest total in the National League, the 7th highest total in baseball. Only the Yankees have drawn more per game over in the American League. 1-2. And this is in the air to center. Robles will make the catch. The Rockies had a leadoff single, nothing else happening in the 7th. Rockies leading, going to the 8th by 3.
Six more outs remaining until the Rockies clinch a playoff spot. Now, that is not the only thing we are rooting for. In the background, I think you can see the Dodgers and the Giants. I'm standing right by it as well. Cannot wait to see what goes on. Madison Bumgarner jumped up to pitch against the Dodgers today on a Friday, so we will be paying attention. Only 6 more outs. We'd love to see a division title coming back to the Rockies, guys.
All right, Spilly. You should put a mattress in there and a pillow. Just chill in there for a couple days.
We're going to be here for a while.
Last week in Arizona, we were getting a blanket and a sleeping bag for him at the Chase Field.
We keep trying to. We're trying to make him a camper.
I'm telling you right now, I've watched Cargo look over his left shoulder at the score of this game about 100 times already in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, and you guys know from playing. And Buddy's so honest. He says, I look all the time. Some guys will go, oh, you know, I pay attention. They pay attention all the time.
If they're not, they're like Pinocchio. Their nose should grow because every guy looks at it.
Otto's 0-1, and that's in there 0-2 on Adam Eaton, pinch hitting for Sanchez. Rockies need 6 outs. He got it. One of them is in the book. 5 to go.
Well, that was good because yesterday it was a little bit of a struggle early on for Adam. Gave up the home run, had a hit by pitch, and then had 3 strikeouts after that. But it took him 29 pitches to work through the inning yesterday. Now just 3 pitches to get the first out.
And I think Adam always wants the baseball. I think today, more than any day in a while, he really wants the baseball. Another pinch hitter, and it's on the ground to second. This is Wilmer Defoe. 2 gone. And again, the last, 4 out of the last 5 have been, by Adam's standards, uneven. He did come back after the 2-run home run yesterday by Santana and punched out the next 3.
No doubt, but I guess the bar has been so high for Adam. When he does have a little bit of that, you kind of like, what just happened? Another pinch hitter. This is Andrew Stevenson.
And he's pounding the zone. Strike one on Stevenson. You know, the Nationals, Huey, have not gone hog wild with, you know, populating their dugout and their clubhouse with their 40-man roster. Do they have extra guys? They do, but it's not like what we saw with, you know, Philadelphia, what you see with the Dodgers.
San Francisco didn't do it a whole lot. Arizona didn't do it, I guess, to the extent of some of these other teams.
Stevenson hits it in the air to Charlie, and that's a great inning for Ottavino. He just walked it off. He wouldn't need to watch Charlie catch fly ball. Very quick and efficient from Adam Ottavino. Middle of 8. Rockies up 5-2. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets by visiting wellsfargo.com/Rockies. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rockies lead the Nationals 5-2. It'll be LeMahieu, David Dahl, Nolan Arenado. Huge crowd tonight, 48,089. With it, the Rockies, as I told you, have gone over 2.9 million. In fact, with 2 home dates left, of which there are going to be enormous crowds, the Rockies already have more folks in Coors Field this year than at any time since 2001. So hats off to all of you for pouring out and watching this terrific baseball team. Highest attendance since 2001.
Well, the players appreciate all the support this year. Romer Defoe stays into the ball game at second base. New catcher in Pedro Severino.
And Rendon with a good play. 1 out.
Wade Davis getting loose out in the Rockies pen.
Here's Dahl. Yesterday is his first at bat. He removed any suspense with a home run, and today it took him to his 3rd at bat. Speaking of home runs, Nick Hundley helping out his old team, and some of his buddies just hit a solo shot. It's 1-0 San Francisco. Tell you what, Nick, in the absence of Buster Posey's playing, you know,
really well.
80% of the time behind the plate, and he is playing very well.
Yep. Deep drive to left field over the wall, right by that tunnel at AT Park.
You know AT&T, we all know it well. You need about 3 markers, and it's it's like you scored 100. 0-2 on David, and Suero's pitch is outside. This is popped up to shallow left center, and Trey Turner, or excuse me, Anthony Rendon. Turner was on the right side. Anthony Rendon made the catch. 2 gone, and that'll bring up Nolan. Who Wants Tacos? Fans, follow us at AT&T Sportsnet RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies Taco Special when Colorado scores 7 or more runs. Nolan a double back in the second, 1 for 3. Ball 1. Outside. Buddy checking the scoreboard.
Yes, he is. I
That's
guarantee
exactly
you
what he's doing. They have put it up in-house.
He just doesn't know how it happened, and once he hears that it was Nick Hundley,
We'll give him a little extra grin on his face, because not so much the fact that Nick is an ex-Rocky, but he's an ex-Buddy Black guy in San Diego for a number of years. And they maintain a close relationship. In fact, Buddy called Nick when he took the job to get Nick's lowdown, because that's the first year that Nick had departed for San Francisco, to get Nick's lowdown on some of the arms that he was going to be working with in the Rockies organization.
Because Nick had caught him. He wanted the first-hand account of what these guys had.
3-2. Rockies have been out hit 12-8, but in the most important column, they have 5, and the Nationals have 2. Line drive, but it's at Turner. So we'll go to the 9th. The Rockies need 3 outs to shake hands. Wade Davis, as he always is asked to do, will be on the mound in the 9th.
Only 3 outs remaining till the Rockies clinch a playoff spot. Coming up on the Toyota postgame show, we'll get you some player interviews, hopefully within the clubhouse for a celebration if this score holds true. We'll also give you some possible scenarios. The Rockies can clinch the postseason berth with the win tonight. We can also show you what's going to go on if the Dodgers lose and the Rockies win tonight and tomorrow. We'll look at a division champion for the first time since 1993 when this franchise started. It's never happened before, Drew, and it feels like it's right there.
It's going to be a slam bam fun Toyota postgame show as it always is. Wade Davis, top of the order, Victor Robles. Crowd is on their feet, many of them right now, even with out and out tucked away just yet.
They know what's at stake here.
Two strikes.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Rockies app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Rockies home screen icons, features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
Here's the 0-2.
Slider, hard biter. Got Robles to attempt to check his swing. No such luck. 2 more outs to go. Get on your feet, folks at home. It's okay. You can yell, you can stand up.
Turner, he went. Well, Adam Ottavino, back-to-back days, really sharp. Wade Davis looks sharp. Adrenaline pumping. This guy knows all about the postseason. Been a World Series champ. Wade, 2 outs. And now 48,000 plus on their feet. 1 more out, and the Rockies are guaranteed to head back to the postseason. It'll be their 5th appearance. It'll be the first time in franchise history they go in back-to-back years.
And he might even get a cheer in San Francisco when this score is posted too.
Yeah, you may be right.
I like it. Pennant or bust. We're going to get the playoffs and then the pennant tomorrow.
Harper, big swing and a miss. One and one. Two strikes. It's a madhouse at 20th and Blake.
Love it.
Two and two.
Fans right back at it, though.
Record every moment.
Here's the 2-2. He's got him. Ball game over. The Rockies are returning to Rocktober. It is official. Their eyes on a bigger prize, though. They want the division title. The magic number is now 2. Kyle Freeland wins his 17th, and the Rockies are 90-70. 8 straight victories, their longest run since 2013. And once again, Colorado, for the first time in franchise history, will go to the postseason back-to-back years. We got a lot to do. The Toyota postgame show, an extended version, will come your way next.